Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. I'm so happy that you're here with me, and I hope this is finding all of you very, very well indeed. It's a beautiful Monday. It's March 24th, and it's 2025. I have a bit of news I'd like to share with all of you, but I begin all of my clips with the three opening prayers that are in Sanskrit and Telugu, and they are short. It's to bless, uplift, purify, and protect you, me, and this clip. They are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Om, Om, Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Bhur Suvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All right, wonderful. If you are listening to this, most likely you are listening to it on my main YouTube channel, which is called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just find it at Sudarshana Starshine Star when you go to YouTube. I have a secondary channel, though, a backup channel that I recently started, and I ask you please to join that as well. Join and like, share, subscribe, like my content. I'm really heavily shadow banned across all socials, and I really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. My backup channel is also called It's the Dazzling of the Light on YouTube, but you have to type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star 99. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. I've got, surprisingly, normally I never read anything from mainstream media, but Melissa Quinn from CBS News updated this today, March 24, 2025, at 12:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming from Washington. Okay. Washington. The Trump administration on Monday asked the Supreme Court to pause a lower court decision that required 6 agencies to reinstate more than 16,000 federal probationary workers who were terminated. The request for emergency relief from the Justice Department is the latest intervention the administration is seeking from the Supreme Court as it faces more than 100 lawsuits challenging President Trump's policies. Already pending before the justices is a request to narrow injunctions that blocked implementation of Mr. Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship. A decision on that request isn't expected until early next month. The latest bid from the Trump administration arose out of U.S. District Judge William Alsup's order earlier this month that required 6 agencies, the Department of Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, Defense, Energy, Interior, and Treasury, to reinstate probationary workers who were fired last month. In the challenge brought by a group of labor unions and nonprofit groups, the judge said the terminations were likely unlawful because the Office of Personnel Management did not have the authority to direct the firings. But in the request to the Supreme Court, Acting Solicitor General Sarah Harris wrote that the court's preliminary injunction let third parties, quote, hijack the employment relationship between the federal government and its workforce, end quote. Quote, and, like many other recent orders, the court's extraordinary reinstatement order violates the separation of powers, arrogating to a single district court the executive branch's powers of personnel management, on the flimsiest of grounds and the hastiest of timelines, end quote, she wrote. That is no way to run a government. Alsup's order covers roughly 16,000 federal workers who were still in probationary status or those generally in a 1 or 2 year trial period. A federal appeals court declined the Trump administration's request to halt the decision, leading the Justice Department to ask the Supreme Court for relief. This court should not allow a single district court to erase Congress's handiwork and seize control over reviewing federal personnel decisions, much less to do so by vastly exceeding the limits on the scope of its equitable authority and ordering reinstatements en masse, Harris wrote. The Trump administration argued that the district court's order forces the government to embark on a, quote, massive administrative undertaking, end quote, to reinstate and onboard thousands of fired employees in just a few days. The firings of probationary workers came as part of Mr. Trump's broad initiative to shrink the size of the federal government, an effort that is being undertaken by the White House Department of Government Efficiency. I'm interrupting here to say, otherwise known as DOGE. More than 20,000 probationary workers were removed from their positions as part of the mass firings, the Justice Department revealed in a court filing submitted in a separate case challenging the terminations, which was brought in Maryland and involves 18 agencies. The judge overseeing that case also temporarily blocked the mass firings and ordered the affected federal workers at the agencies to be reinstated. As the legal challenges to Mr. Trump's second-term agenda make their way through the federal courts, the president and his Republican allies have launched attacks on district court judges who have issued temporary orders blocking enforcement of the policies while proceedings move forward. Mr. Trump and Elon Musk, a senior White House advisor, have repeatedly called for some of the judges to be impeached, although it's unlikely any effort to remove them would be successful. And I'm putting in parentheses here, we'll see about that. Yeah. Going back to the article, but the president and GOP lawmakers have also condemned the relief the judges are issuing, and particularly the fact that they apply nationwide. In Supreme Court filings in the case involving Mr. Trump's birthright citizenship executive order, Harris urged the justices to rein in the use of nationwide injunctions. Quote, government by universal injunction has persisted long enough and has reached a fever pitch in recent weeks, she wrote. It is long past time to restore district courts to their proper and properly limited role in a democratic society. Harris reiterated the request Monday in the dispute over the mass firing of federal workers, and urging the High Court to end the inter-branch power grab. Those orders have shown chaos as the executive branch scrambles to meet immediate compliance deadlines by sending huge sums of government money out the door, reinstating thousands of lawfully terminated workers, undoing steps to restructure executive branch agencies, and more, she wrote. The lower courts should not be allowed to transform themselves into all-purpose overseers of executive branch hiring, firing, contracting, and policymaking. Hear. Now I'm going to go to a post today that was posted by President Trump on Truth Social. His account, Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump. President Donald J. Trump announced today that the United States of America will be putting what is known as a secondary tariff on the country of Venezuela for numerous reasons, including the fact that Venezuela has purposefully and deceitfully sent to the United States undercover tens of thousands of high-level and other criminals, many of whom are murderers and people of a very violent nature. Among the gangs they sent to the United States is Tren de Aragua, which has been given the designation of foreign terrorist organization. We are in the process of returning them to Venezuela. It is a big task. In addition, Venezuela has been very hostile to the United States and the freedoms which we espouse. Therefore, any country that purchases oil and or gas from Venezuela will be forced to pay a tariff of 25% to the United States on any trade they do with our country. All documentation will be signed and registered, and the tariff will take place on April 2nd, 2025, and this is in all caps, Liberation Day in America. Yes, President Trump wrote in all caps, Liberation Day in America. Please let this notification serve to represent that the Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol, and all other law enforcement agencies within our country have been so notified. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Excellent. I'm going to close my clip with a closing prayer, which is in Sanskrit and Telugu. And what I'm saying is God bless all beings in all worlds. Because yes, no matter what the error, wrongdoing, sin, negative illusion, negative karmas, whatever it might be, I pray for all souls in all worlds. I pray for the redemption, the purification, the cleansing, and the reinstatement back to holy divine order and righteousness for all souls in all creation. This is the closing prayer. God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. And why not hit that notification bell if you're on my YouTube channels? I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.